Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. Got a quick video here. It should be quicker, but it's not because they decided not to have any kind of inspection hole on this thing. I've got to remove some parts in order to find it, but it was what I thought. What we got is a little Chevy Cobalt. Actually belongs to a local that we've never seen before. Lives pretty close. But it's got some noises, multiple noises, but the main one that he was really worried about is a little Ecotech engine, and he was really worried about the timing change because, you know, reputation. First thing I saw when I opened the hood is the salvage yard paint marker that was all over the top of it. Okay, so somebody's put a motor in it. Started it up, let it idle. Yeah, it's got a noise coming out of the motor, but I don't think it's coming out of the front of the motor. It sounds like it's coming out of the back. Of course, turn the AC on and it gets a lot louder, and put it in gear and it's there but muted. Salvage yard motor, rattling coming out of the bell housing. Anybody that knows what they're talking about knows what I'm talking about now. Told the customer we're gonna have to get it up in the air and check either the flywheel bolts or the torque converter bolts, because they're probably gonna be loose. Oh, great, just loose bolts. Yeah, just loose bolts. Well, this one doesn't have an inspection cover. Usually they have a plastic cover or something goes right here, and you can just get up in here and take a little plastic cover off, and in 5 minutes you can, you know, torque them all down or do whatever. Oh, this is not the case. This one, you pull the starter out. Move the starter over to one side, and now see that shiny spot underneath that bolt? If I can get it up in here without a shadow, there we go. Now you see underneath that bolt is kind of a half shoe. That's actually the bolt hole. It has rattled so much that the bolt hole is twice as long as it's supposed to be. That is the telltale signs of a loose bolt. When you're looking, you can see where the head has been rubbing back and forth. I don't know what you're supposed to call them. We call them evidence. But telltale signs, you know, whatever. It is beyond tightening up the bolts now. But we can probably take the bolt out, put a little Loctite on it, put a washer on it, torque it down. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna take the bolt out and inspect it and see if the bolt itself is about cut in two. If it is, I'll replace it with a pan head bolt and, you know, torque it down really good, and then go to the next one and do the same. And they'll probably get out the life of the vehicle. I just saw something else. It has been wrecked, and this bracket right here is no longer there, so this is the radiator. We don't look for this stuff. We don't want to find this stuff. The mechanic that is searching for stuff is not very good. I know that sounds harsh, but if they're looking for things trying to pad the ticket, why are you there? The good mechanics are so busy you can't get in to see them. You know? Freaking every hole in the shop's full, the back lot's full, and 2 weeks of bookings sitting there waiting on us, and we're two guys, owner and me. Anyway, I'm gonna crank this thing, or get that bolt out, take a look at it, and see what we're gonna have. I might be able to get it done today. I should be able to. There's no reason why not, except for I might find more that I'm not wanting to find. I want this thing down the road. Back to my point before I saw that squirrel. When you got a noise coming out of the motor, don't condemn the motor right off the bat. Yes, these things are bad about timing chains, but listen to it. Sometimes you can tell right off the bat, that doesn't sound like a rattling chain. And that's not coming from the front of the motor. So inspect a little bit, do some investigation. I did listen to this with a stethoscope. Of course, a rattle in a motor like that will transmit all over the metal surfaces of the motor. So it's never definitive, but you can kind of localize it. Side note here, I'm going to have to move my video around and do a little bit more. Here's a bolt. It looks fine. No problem with it. I took one bolt out and then I rotated it around to get to the other bolt. Why can't you just tighten them up? I can't tighten what's not there. There is a mess. And as you can see up in there, there are no threads left in that torque converter. It's wrecked, it's ruined. I know that the other bolt is still in there because it's still rotating, but it is floppy loose. That other bolt is bad. I'm gonna rotate it around and show you that one too. I haven't even seen it yet. All right, I got you set up to where you can see it come around. See how much that's banging around? That's what beats out that flywheel. Got the threads beat out pretty good, but it's not neck down, at least. Oh, but that hole is big and nasty. I don't know what to do now. I guess I can put these two back in and tighten them up and see what I can do with that wrecked hole. Maybe I can do something with a threader and a little bit larger bolt. But the damage is done. Needs a flywheel and a torque converter. I can't do that in the next 20 minutes. So I guess I'll patch it up and go from there. That is absolutely not the thing that you want to do. I know that I'm probably going to patch this and tell them it needs to be done right away, and it's going to drive for months and months and months and months and months until it destroys something else, and then I'm going to get somebody back in here and you did this and it didn't last and all that kind of stuff. And you said you were going to take care of it. Well, I couldn't get the chance. As is, no warranty. This is patch. If you wonder why mechanics don't want to give you options, this is why. Because when we give options, a lot of times that means we're going to have that option come back and slap us in the face and taint our reputation and all that kind of stuff. So if you're one of those people that truly just need something to get by, I'm sorry. But I'm not really that sorry. Let me see what I can do. Okay, I've got some new to us used 10.9 torque converter bolts, and I'm going to put some Loctite on them, red Loctite. It's got blue still on it from where they were before. I don't even know if these have been used or not. It's still got the stuff on them. But I'm going to put these two in, tighten them up, and then rotate it around to that bad one. And I'm going to try to put a helicoil in without taking everything apart. The difference between an hour and 10 hours. So, wish me luck. Okay, unfortunately there is no quick fix for this. You cannot get on that hole straight to tap it out and put in a helicoil. You cannot just hit it with a helicoil tap because the hole's not drilled out yet and it won't bite and get in there. There are no threads of any kind left in the hole. It has beaten itself completely out. So there's no just putting a bolt in there and hoping. So I put the other two bolts in with Loctite, tighten them down. And we have to advise the customer to get it taken care of as soon as possible and do everything we can to emphasize that this will destroy the motor if he doesn't get it done quickly. And then run the risk of getting blamed if they drive it for a few months and it blows up. I don't even know. I tried fishing around in there for that extra bolt. I put a magnet on the flywheel and rotated it around and fished around in there with my custom made magnet tool. Either somebody else has already pulled that bolt out or it's lodged into the block somewhere or in between the torque converter and the flywheel or something along those lines. I can't see it. I can't find it without disassembling it. If you're going to disassemble it, might as well fix it. We'll work up the price and see. It is what it is. This is the nature of the business, unfortunately. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.